Alrighty, class, welcome back. Chapter 5.6 now. If you've made it this far, pat yourself on the back. We are now going to start solving simple equations. Let's begin. Okay, so here, if we see a problem like this is actually a quadratic equation that is already factored. When you have something like this equaling 0, a light bulb should go off. You should be able to look here and say, well, if I made x some number to make this 0, all of this would be 0 because this is multiplication, and same here. So take a look, what do you think x would have to be here, and what do you think x would have to be here? Hopefully you thought it out and said, if x is 2, that makes this 0, so 2 is a solution to this equation. And if x is -1, that would make this 0. So here, these are my two solutions to this equation. All right, for something like this, well, over here, I think a -6 would make all of this a 0. Forgot to put my 0. So for sure, -6. And then here, well, I guess x would have to be 0, and that would make all of this true. So -6 and 0 are my answers. All right, something like this here. Now, in the future, I will expect you to just do some head work on this, but we'll go through each of these. Again, all of this equals 0. So I can start looking for my first solution by setting this equal to 0, because once this is 0, it makes this true. Taking my 2 to the other side and dividing by 3, I get x equals 2/3. And taking a look over here, setting 5x plus 1 equal to 0, you should get -1/5. The 1 comes to the other side and becomes a -1. Divide by 5. I put the negative on top. That doesn't really matter. But you may have a teacher who wants the negative on the outside, so here's your two answers. Now here I have the quadratic equation not factored, so I need to factor. Okay, so something times something is going to be 36, and if I add those together I need a -13. I think 9 and 4 are my numbers, or negatives actually. Yeah, if I check -9 times -4 is 36, and then -9x plus -4x will give me a -13. I need an x here, sorry folks. There it is, and again, appreciate you guys putting up. I've put a few mistakes in here, but generally I get this right. But if you guys are on the ball, you guys, it should be no worries. And looking for my answers, I should notice if x is 9 and 4, this will be true. So here are my answers. All right, class, I think that's good practice for now. That is your whole chapter on factoring. We are done with factoring. We're going to be moving on to chapter 6. Again, I highly recommend on chapter 5.5 do a lot of those problems. Factoring is a huge part of math, especially when you get up to the calculus problems and your hard physics problems. Okay, folks, see you next time. Have a great rest of your evening or morning or wherever your day is.